Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 16th of July 2022. So let us quickly look into those topics that are important for the day. So these are the topics that I have listed for discussion today. So we are going to discuss these topics one by one, and these are one of the most important topics from the newspaper today. Okay. So the first topic is, it says IIT-M rank country's top higher education institute. Means like there was a ranking of Indian institutes, and that ranking was done by NIRF, okay, National Institutional Ranking Framework. And according to that ranking, IIT Madras has topped, okay, in the category of higher educational institute in India. So we are going to talk about the significance of this particular ranking. And along with that, we will also understand about in which category which institutions are topping in the list. Okay. Apart from this, the second topic is Bangladesh on path of modernization. Okay. So recently what has happened, our defense minister has visited somewhere, and there he has given his statements that Bangladesh is moving towards higher growth. It is going towards development. And at the same time, the defense minister has taken the opportunity to speak about some of the neighboring countries that are going in a reverse trend. So we are going to discuss about it in detail. Apart from this, third topic, rise in unvaccinated children in India. So in this article, we are going to talk about the World Health Organization and UNICEF. And these two organizations have recently pointed out that there has been a sharp increase in the number of those children who are unvaccinated, who are not vaccinated. Okay. So this topic is relevant from health sector of GS paper 3 for the mains exam. Apart from this, we are going to look into the fourth topic. It says increased onion stocks to regulate prices. Okay. So what has happened recently, the central government has increased the stock of onion. And why it has done so? It has done so that it can regulate the prices of onion. When the market prices of onion are going to go up, the government is going to release those stocks of onion in the market so that it can moderate the price in the market. Okay, so this is related to Indian economy. Apart from this, we are also going to look into another topic. It says Iran, Belarus to be new SCO members. Okay. SCO stands for Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and in this article we are going to discuss about what is the role of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, what role does India play in this organization, and what signifies the addition of two new members like Iran and Belarus in this organization. This topic is relevant from international relations point of view. Apart from this, we are going to understand about another article that says Biden MBS seek to reset relations. Okay. So Joe Biden is the president of the United States of America, and Mohammed bin Salman is the the head of the state of head of the state of Saudi Arabia. Okay. So they are going ahead for restoring their relationships. They are going to bring the relationship to a normalcy. So we are going to discuss about this article in detail, and we are going to understand about what does it signify. Okay. So this topic is relevant from international relations from GS paper 2 perspective. Apart from this, we are going to look into another article that says allow us to export grains from public stock to needy nations. Okay. So recently the Finance Minister of India, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, has made this statement that the World Trade Organization is not allowing the free trade to happen in food grains from India to other countries. So the Finance Minister of India has pointed out some of the lacuna that are there in the present regime of World Trade Organization. So we are going to discuss about in detail. So this topic is relevant from the external sector viewpoint, okay, external sector of Indian economy. So this is also important from GS paper 3 perspective. So we are going to discuss about all these topics one by one, and we are going to discuss in detail about these topics. So let us take the first topic. It says IIT Madras ranked country's top higher education institute. Okay. And apart from this, JNU, Jamia Millia Islamia, find place in NIRF's list of best varsities, means like best universities. So let us understand like why do we need such ranking, okay. First of all, like to bring the higher educational institutions to a level so that like they can meet the global standards in education. So that's why we need some ranking framework locally also in India as well. So for this purpose we have created National Institutional Ranking Framework. So this is a framework that ranks higher educational institutions in India in different categories, like there are categories of engineering colleges, then we do have category of management colleges, we have category of medical colleges, then we have category of human humanities colleges, or where research and development happens in social sciences. So this national institutional ranking framework is a framework that actually holistically gives us picture like which universities or which colleges are best in India in certain categories like engineering, medical, management, etc. So here this year's result of the NIRF ranking has recently been published, and we are going to understand about this ranking in detail, okay. So according to this particular NIRF data, the Indian Institute of Technology Madras has emerged as the top higher educational institute in the country, followed by Indian Institute of Science Bangalore and IIT Bombay, according to the Ministry of Education's National Institutional Ranking Framework 2022. So this National Educational Ranking Framework is released by the Ministry of Education in India, okay, and this particular ranking ranks the colleges, universities that are located in India. So this is important, okay. So here we can see the list of those colleges that are in top 10 rank, like IIT Madras, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, then Indian Institute of Technology Delhi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, like that, okay. So these are top educational institutions in India. Apart from this, if we talk about the universities, okay, so this IISc, then Jawaharlal Nehru University, Jamia Millia Islamia, Jawatpur University, and Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, they are among top 5 universities. Then if we talk about colleges, so this is the list of colleges. Like most of these colleges are part of Delhi University itself. Miranda House, Hindu College, Presidency College, Loyola College, Lady Shri Ram College for women, okay. So like these are colleges that are in the top ranks. So now this particular the National Institutional Ranking Framework, they have categorized their ranking according to the streams, like for example in medical institutions, in management institutions. In medical institutions we have All India Institute of Medical Sciences, then PGIMR, IMER, okay, then Christian Medical College, then National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bengaluru, and Banaras Hindu University. So these are the ranking of different educational institutions in India. Now apart from this, let us understand like what are the criteria according to which the Ministry of Education ranks different institutions in India. These there are 5 parameters for this. The number 1 parameter is teaching, okay, like what is the quality of teaching and learning, okay, and resources available in these institutions. First thing is teaching, learning and resources, okay, TLR. Apart from this, research and professional practices, okay. Third thing is graduation outcome. Fourth is outreach and inclusivity and perception, okay. So these are fourth is outreach, then fifth is inclusivity and perception. So these are different parameters according to which NIRF ranks different institutions in India. And now the Minister of Education, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, he has recently mentioned that they are also going to come up with similar ranking framework for ranking the schools in India, okay. So that's also an important thing that we are going to witness in the very near term, okay. So let us quickly move to the next topic. So what has happened recently, the Defense Minister of India has visited Kolkata. So Kolkata is located in West Bengal, okay. So West Bengal is a territory of India, okay. So this is a state of India. So what has happened, like like he has visited there for inauguration of a ship, okay, inauguration of a ship that you can see here. So this ship is a part of P-17A stealth frigate, okay, Dunagiri ship, and it is built by the Garden Reach Shipbuilders Limited, GRSC, okay. So like the defense minister has launched this particular ship in Kolkata, and during the launch ceremony, he has spoken about the neighboring country of India, Bangladesh. He has talked about Bangladesh, and he has talked that Bangladesh is, this particular country is growing, and this country is focusing more on developmental aspect than any other thing, okay. So he has mentioned about those areas where Bangladesh is making significant progress, for example textile, human resources and other areas, okay. Apart from this, apart from mentioning this particular thing, the defense minister has also highlighted the grim realities in the western country of India. Western country means Pakistan. He has talked about Pakistan, that this country is still in the mindset of the middle what we say like colonial era. So like this country is not being progressive, and there are terrorism that are sponsored and all lot of things like he has mentioned. So this particular article actually talks about the geopolitical relations that India has with its neighboring countries. Like India has a very good relation with Bangladesh. When it comes to Pakistan, so that relationship is not good, okay. So like this is just going through a phase of turmoil. We are not in very good terms with Pakistan. So this is the thing, okay. So after we read this article, we understand about what are the dynamics that play out in India and its neighborhood relations. So let us quickly take another topic. This is topic number 3 for the day. So we are going to talk about rise in unvaccinated children in India, okay. Rise in unvaccinated children means we do have a huge number of children in India, and the thing is population is growing year on year, and we are soon going to surpass China in terms of total population in the world. India is soon going to be the topmost country in the world having the highest number of population. But there are different dimensions associated with this. One thing is we need to talk about health and survival of the kids that are taking birth year on year. So here we are seeing a sharp rise in the number of unvaccinated children. As you know, there can be different diseases that the children are affected, right? So that's why we do have different vaccination campaigns. This is known as Tikakaran Abhiyan, okay. So we do have different vaccination campaigns, and many celebrities have also taken also participated in for promoting the vaccination campaigns in India. But what has happened that recently it has been noticed that number of unvaccinated children are going up. Means although children are getting birth as normal, but the thing is they are not receiving the vaccination as normal. The exact number of those children that are not vaccinated year on year is increasing, and this thing has been said by by one of the top leaders means of different top institutions around the world. They are the World Health Organization and UNICEF, okay. World Health Organization, it is the apex level organization in the world that looks after different diseases that are affecting different countries around the world in different regions, like tropical regions, subtropical regions, or temperate regions. But apart from this, if we talk about that organization that looks after for the welfare of the children in all aspects, this is known as UNICEF, okay. United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, okay. So this is UNICEF. So UNICEF also plays a major role in safeguarding the interest of children around the world. So it looks after wherever there is grim diseases affecting the children. So UNICEF comes forward and it tries to help the children in multiple ways by providing emergency supply of medicines, by providing treatment kits, by providing doctors. actually helps children in multiple ways around the world. So these two organizations have recently pointed out that in India and in the world also, we are seeing rise in the number of children who are unvaccinated. Okay, so we are going to understand this particular thing. So let us understand about like one of the vaccine that treats DTP. DTP stands for diphtheria, tetanus and pertussis. Okay, so diphtheria is a different disease, tetanus is a different kind of like ailment. Apart from this, like we have pertussis, this is also a different kind of ailment. So they affect the children. So recently what has happened, these two organizations have published a report, like WHO and UNICEF. Okay, they have published a report and they have highlighted that since the pandemic 2020-21, so we have seen rise in the number of children who are unvaccinated. The increase in zero dose or those who missed their first dose of diphtheria, tetanus or pertussis between 2019 and 21 is the first time ever there has been a decline in evaluated coverage of immunization in India as a whole. Okay, so this was said. I mean, in India also, like we are seeing a decline in the number of vaccinated people. I mean, like there are sharp increase in the number of unvaccinated people. I hope you are getting both the sentences correct. Okay, so though immunization coverage continues to decline the world over, India was able to arrest the trend between 2020 and 21. The number of children with zero doses rose sharply to 3 million in 2020. Okay, so during 2020 and 21, we were able to arrest that particular situation. We were able to, bring a hold to the unvaccinated, children. So for this, like one program played a significant role. The name of the program is Third Intensified Mission Indradhanush. Okay, it is known as IMI, Intensified Mission Indradhanush. So you might have heard about that. Like under Mission Indradhanush, we vaccinate children, and this particular vaccination is helpful for children against 7 such diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, pertussis, diphtheria, okay, tetanus. There are 7 such diseases that are addressed by just single vaccine dose, that is under Mission Indradhanush. But later on we also came up with multiple sub programs or the revised programs of Mission Indradhanush, and we have added more diseases that can be covered through the same vaccination. Okay, up to 12 diseases were later on covered through the same vaccination. Okay, so the vaccination plays greater role in the livelihood and survival of children, because like children at a very early age, they are susceptible to different kind of diseases, and if we vaccinate them at that time, so they become immune, their immunity develops. Okay, so like you might have heard about like pneumonia. Pneumonia is a kind of disease that affects younger children in large numbers, and like mortality rates from this thing, this disease also is very high. People, children with pneumonia, they die. So that's why it is important that we vaccinate the children adequately, so that these children do not face any difficulty in their life time. Okay, so with this, let us talk about another article. So you can read this topic in detail to understand about different nuances associated with this report. So with this, let us talk about another topic. It says increased onion stock to regulate prices. Okay, states can use it during lean months. Okay, so what has happened recently? The central government of India has procured huge amount of onion. Onion means piyaj. Okay, so it has procured huge amount of onion. So they have procured around 2.5 lakh ton of onion. Okay, as buffer stock for 2022-23. They have stockpiled. They have procured. They have started doing storage of these onion packet, and they have procured these onions by through the National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India. Its short form is NAFED. You may have come across this particular acronym, NAFED. Okay, NAFED stands for National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India. Okay, so now this particular organization, I mean like this particular organization actually procures different kind of food grains from farmers. Okay, so it has procured onions from the farmers through farmer producer organizations. Okay, in the Rabi onion growing states, like there are 3 states that are listed. They are Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so central government has procured 2.5 million ton of onion from these 3 states, okay, through NAFED, and NAFED did it through farmer producer organizations. Okay, so this is the thing. So what is the need of stockpiling? What is the need of, I mean like storing such a huge quantity of onion? It is because like like we have witnessed in the past that like many a times the prices of basic material like onion, it rockets up, it goes so high that it becomes very difficult for the households to purchase onion. Means like its price goes 100 rupees a kg, 150 rupees a kg or beyond that. Okay, so that becomes difficult. I mean that time it becomes difficult to procure or like to purchase onion by the normal households. So what the central government has done, it has procured, it has purchased the onions from farmers through different organizations, and it has stockpiled, it has kept it in storage. And so like once the prices will go up in the market, when the price of onion will go up sharply up in the market, that time the government of India is going to release the onion like in a phased manner, and it is going to release so that like it can moderate the inflation level, it can moderate the price of onion in the market. Okay, so it is going to go through targeted open market sale. Okay, it is going to sell onion at a time when the prices of onion is very high in the market, so that like so that the price can be reduced, prices can be moderated. The government is not going to sell at a very high price, it is going to sell at a lower price, so that the market dynamics or the price in the market goes down. Now apart from this, let us take an IR topic. This topic is also very important, international relations topic. This topic says Iran and Belarus to be newest SCO members. Okay, SCO stands for Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So this organization as of now has 8 members. India and Pakistan are also members. They are not founding members. These 2 countries have joined the Shanghai Cooperation Organization in 2017, and it has joined at the same time. So Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the basic thing associated with Shanghai Cooperation Organization is like it wants to safeguard the security interest of its member countries. Okay, so it is essentially a security organization, I mean like an organization that safeguards the security interest of its member countries. So it is a regional organization. Its members are China, then we have Russia, then we have some like Central Asian countries like India and Pakistan. They are the members of this organization. But like in the next meeting of Shanghai Cooperation Organization that is going to be held in the month of September in like Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Okay, so it is going to be held in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. So during that SCO summit, they are going to include 2 new members. They are Iran and Belarus. Okay, Iran and Belarus. And as you know that Iran is being considered as an adversary country of the United States of America. Okay, so now when the SCO is including Iran, so it will not be liked by America. It will not be liked by America. America is going to may try to intervene into this thing and may try to, I mean like like keep Iran isolated. But the thing is like in the next in the September month summit, we can witness that Iran may be asked to sign multiple agreements, okay, related to multiple peacekeeping thing, okay, so that like the Iran does not go for nuclear kind of things, so that like Iran can be included as a member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So India is already an existing member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, And India says that like Shanghai Cooperation Organization, like expansion of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is giving a boost to the non-alignment movement. Okay, non-alignment movement means a country is not aligning with a particular power. Okay, it is not aligning this towards this power or towards that power. The country will take a stand according to its foreign policy, according to its national interest. Okay, so it can make friendship with this country also, with that country also. So like it is totally dependent on the national interest of that country. So like India is also like pro non-alignment movement thing. So like India not only follows the non-alignment movement principles, but also it tries to propagate those principles so that other countries also participate in the non-alignment movement. Okay, so this is the thing. Now if we talk about like as of now there are 4 Central Asian countries. What are those 4 Central Asian countries that are part of Shanghai Cooperation Organization? They are Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. So the next summit is going to be held in Uzbekistan. Apart from this, China is a member, Russia is a member, then like 4 these countries. Okay, so like 4 total like 4 here, then 1 and 2, 6. Okay, total 6. And apart from this, India and Pakistan. Okay, so India is the 7th country and Pakistan is the 8th country. So as of now its membership is 8. So 8 countries are part of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. But after inclusion of these 2 countries, Shanghai Cooperation Organization will have 10 member countries. Okay, it will have 10 member countries. Okay, so now India is putting forward the viewpoint of a non-alignment movement. So India has mentioned that the expansion of NATO is totally different, as SCO is a cooperative organization based on non-alignment and non-targeting of a third party. NATO is based on Cold War thinking. The logic of NATO is creating new enemies to sustain its own existence. Okay, NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So NATO is essentially one of the largest security organization in the world, and like its member countries, there are multiple member countries. They have signed the Washington Treaty to bring NATO into existence. And after then NATO has different clauses in its constituent document. One of the clauses is collective security. So it says an attack or threat of attack on any one of us will be considered as an attack or threat of attack on all of us, and we will together retaliate against the common enemy. Okay, so this particular clause actually puts forward the view of NATO. Apart from this, he said the SCO believes one should not build its safety at the expense of other countries. Okay, so this is the thing. And so so this year the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting is going to be held in Uzbekistan. Okay, that we have seen. But the thing is, next year it is going to be held in India, and it is going to be held in Varanasi. Okay, and so India is going to put forward the view that tourism and cultural capital. Varanasi is a tourism and cultural capital of India. Okay, so we are going to host the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting next year in India in Varanasi. Apart from this, let us talk about another IR topic. This is also important. It says Biden MBS seek to reset relations. Okay, and US President meets Saudi Crown Prince after shunning talks with him for long. Okay, so what has happened recently? There was a cold relationship. Between United States and Saudi Arabia. Okay, so earlier the relation was on all-time high, but there were few incidents very recently, and because of those incidents, the US President has criticized the leadership of Saudi Arabia, and that was not liked by Saudi Arabia. So the relationship soared. So it has gone down little bit. Okay, so what were those incidences? One of the incidents was the killing of Jamal Khashoggi. So Jamal Khashoggi was a journalist, right? So he was a very liberal journalist, and he was pro-independence, lot of things. So he used to criticize Saudi Arabia in its articles. He used to criticize a lot. So there was an incident that he was killed in an embassy, okay, in an embassy that was located in some other country, but it was a Saudi consulate, okay, it was a Saudi embassy. So inside the embassy he died, okay, so this was the thing, and like that was not liked by the Western nations, Western countries. So that's why they started, what we say, criticizing Saudi Arabia. And recently what has happened, earlier the king of Saudi Arabia, he died, so the crown prince Mohammed bin Salman became the became the prince of Saudi Arabia. He became the king now. So what has happened now? President Joe Biden, he is the president of the United States of America. He has visited Saudi Arabia, and after visiting Saudi Arabia, he has discussed, multiple things with Saudi crown prince, and discussed about making the relationship better, okay, making the relationship better in the near term. So in this article they have listed about all these things, okay. So the crown prince Mohammed bin Salman is also known as MBS in short. Mohammed bin Salman welcomed President Joe Biden at a royal palace in Jeddah, okay. So they have their royal palace in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, okay. So we have discussed about all of it. So now they are trying to bring normalcy to their relationships, okay. So this is the thing. After this, let us talk about another topic. This topic is important for international for Indian economy point of view, and also from the point of view of external sector of Indian economy. So we will talk about an international organization also in this article. So the organization concerned is the World Trade Organization, WTO, World Trade Organization. So what is the role of World Trade Organization? The World Trade Organization facilitates the trade in international market. It facilitates trade among and between the nations, okay. But there are some clauses in this particular organization that put some restrictions on certain types of trades, okay. So in this article what has happened, the author is mentioning about mentioning about the statements that were made by Finance Minister of India, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman. So Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman has said that World Trade Organization should allow India to export food grains from its public stock holding to nations which are facing food crisis, okay. So as you know that because of Russia-Ukraine war, the food supplies in the world has decreased. So many nations, many countries are facing food crisis, okay. So that's why India, being a food surplus country, it is in a position to export some of the food items outside India. But the thing is, because of some of the inherent restriction with the WTO, okay. So WTO has put restrictions on food supply, so that is not being liked by India. So that's why Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, she has pointed out that WTO should allow the food grains to be exported from India, okay. So she was speaking at a seminar on strengthening global collaboration for tackling food insecurity on the sidelines of 3rd G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting in Bali, Indonesia, okay. So she has attended G20 meeting, okay, G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting in Indonesia, and in that meeting she has discussed about this particular thing, that World Trade Organization should allow the trade to happen, because India is a food surplus country now. We are in a position to to export food items. But the thing is, what has happened, there is a group of about 70 to 80 countries that are led by Singapore, and they are pushing member countries of the WTO to accept binding commitments of not extending export restrictions on the food grains procured under the United Nations World Food Program, okay. So this is the thing, now, as of now, under the United Nations World Food Program, UNWFP, so there are some restrictions, okay. So these 70, 80 member countries are taking one-sided view, okay. But the thing is, India is being little liberal. It wants to give food supplies to those countries that are facing food crisis at this point in time. Okay, so we still need to see how it is going to unfold in the near future. Okay, so that's all for the discussion today. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's discussion. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.